Brahms, The Boy 2. Let's talk about it. Welcome guys to another movie review on this channel. And today we're gonna talk about the sequel to The Boy, a horror movie that I actually enjoyed quite a bit. And also the twist of the movie I really enjoyed. So how did I enjoy the sequel? Was it as good as the predecessor? Well, no. But why? Let's talk about it. So the Brahms Boy 2 follows directly after The Boy. We have a random family getting attacked that night by burglars, and the mother and especially the boy is really traumatized by this event. The boy of the family starts to not talk anymore after this event. He only communicates via writing things on a piece of paper. And the family thinks it's good for them to take a holiday in the woods to relax and calm down and think about everything that has happened to them. And so they do this holiday, and one day they travel through the woods, they go for a hike through the woods, and suddenly the boy finds this weird doll. And as we all know, this doll is called Brahms. Ooh. And of course, the boy really likes this doll and takes it with him, and from there on out, things start to get progressively worse. So that's the plot of Brahms, The Boy 2 in a nutshell. I really liked The Boy. I found it was a nice concept. I liked how they took the stereotypes that we associate with horror movies these days and just twisted them around in the end. I really liked it, yes. The acting in the first movie was really well done. And in this movie we have Katie Holmes, also an actor that I quite like. And I don't know what happened in this movie, but I guess it's the script, because the dialogue in this movie is so shallow. The story in this movie is so shallow. The scares in this movie are so predictable, are so stereotypical, and it's an overall snooze fest. So if you one night have the problem to fall asleep, just watch Brahms, The Boy 2. I tell you, you fall asleep during midway through the movie for sure. Because oh my god, it's so boring. And the problem is, it has no atmosphere. It really has no creepy atmosphere because it's so stereotypical, like to the point stereotypical. And it gets ridiculous, even more ridiculous and ridiculous to the end. Like till the end, it's stereotypical. It's very generic. We have all seen the things that happen in this movie. And from here on out, I'm gonna give you guys a spoiler warning, because I think nobody should watch this movie or pay to watch this movie. So I ask you to please do not give them any money for this cash grab of a sequel. And let's just delve into the plot a bit more in detail, because then I can just vent better. So right from the get-go, you know what you're getting yourself into. You know, The Boy. The first movie, actually, there were not a lot of jump scares. And if there were jump scares, they were effective and not predictable. That's what I really liked about this movie. And there were actually 2 jump scares that really surprised me and got me. In this movie, they are so stereotypical and ridiculous. I mean, I'm not even joking. In the first 10 seconds of the movie, you have a jump scare, and it's this typical, the mother walks through the room, and then there is the boy, also her son, not the boy, the other boy, the normal boy, who runs at her like, wah, and you're like, really? And it's accompanied by this boom, and you're like, honestly, this is the thing that the original never did, the stereotypical like piano boom that all movies do these days. Because of course, when your son scares you, behind him there's a pianist going boom, you know, obviously. And also of course there's this stereotypical animal scare where they're doing something, and of course suddenly the dog's like Rrr! And you're like, honestly, it didn't even scare me. It was because this was one of the scares that just happened like this without a tell. And even then it didn't scare me, because it was just, honestly, you're gonna do this stereotypical scare. So yeah, that's the things you can expect from this movie. And there's also, of course, one thing, and that's just not even lazy, that's just offensive to the original writers of this movie. So big spoiler alert now for the original Boy. So The Boy. If you haven't seen this movie, which you should, by the way. So I'll put a timestamp around here, so if you don't want me to spoil you the ending of The Boy, then just skip to that, and then you will just continue with the normal review of Brahms, The Boy 2. So what happens at the ending of The Boy 2 is a really nice twist, you know. Throughout the whole movie, they think it is shown like, oh, could the doll be possessed? Could it be paranormal? And then in the end, the twist is no, there is a guy living in the walls of the building, the real Brahms, and he attacks the person, and that's why the doll moves, because he moves the doll around. And that was a nice twist. I really liked it, because you thought throughout the movie, yes, it's paranormal, because it's the stereotypical paranormal things that happen, like the head turns when she looks away, or the doll moves places, and you're like, yes, okay, that could be paranormal, because it's like what we're used to in horror movies. And then it's like this twist, no, it's not paranormal, and I really like that. And in the sequel, they take this premise, throw it away, and we have this stereotypical paranormal doll that possesses, of course, the child. And the child starts to literally dress up like Brahms in like this nice suit with the nice tie. And there were two, actually, now that I'm thinking of it, I have two questions. First of all, none of the parents are questioning that their son is suddenly sitting at the dining table with full on suited up. Not one questions this. I mean, that's just normal for a 6-year-old to dress up in a suit, I guess. And second of all, from where did he get the to the point similar suit that Brahms has, that is perfectly like made for him, like child size, perfectly fits for him? Where did he get that? Won't be answered. I mean, probably the scriptwriters didn't even know. They just said, oh, that would be nice. I mean, would look so creepy if he's dressed the same like Brahms. And in my opinion, it looks a bit ridiculous, because first of all, it doesn't make any sense where he got that from. And the other thing is, nobody questions it, and it's just ridiculous and annoying to me that nobody thought of the scriptwriters. Maybe the mom should be talking to the dad like, isn't that a bit weird that our son dresses up in the same clothes as the doll? Or isn't it weird that he takes this like huge ass doll with him on a walk? Nobody mentions this. The only thing that happens is like the mom is weirded out by the doll. I mean, the father's like, oh, it's just a doll, I don't care, it's a creepy ass doll, but yeah, sure, take it with you. What the? I mean, honestly. And then scenes happen, like the doll, like literally we see the doll move its eyes, move its head without anyone touching it. And you're like, no, this is not how it's supposed to be. Till the end, it's a snooze fest. Like, nothing happens. And there are things that should shock you, and they just don't. They just fall flat on its nose, especially if you've seen the original. You're just kind of offended by what's happening. And then the ending. It has been some time since I've seen such an over-the-top, ridiculous ending in a horror movie. I must be honest with you. I mean, things start to escalate. I mean, again, spoiler alert, but still, I mean, if you're still watching, you don't care. You shouldn't care, by the way, about the plot of this movie. And in the end, of course, the father smashes the door. And that was all it took. Like, then suddenly the boy isn't possessed anymore. And I'm like, that's all you had to do, just crush the doll. And then the doll like has this demonic face. Like, it's like half the doll's face. And then some weird kind of, I think it should be demonic face. It forms on the doll. And suddenly like the fire in the furnace starts to like... And one man starts to levitate like this stereotypical like evil like demonic levitation thing, and then like a lot of noise and rumbling, like this stereotypical over the top demonic possession scene, and it didn't fit at all in the whole movie. It was so over the top, so ridiculous, and then they just like this demonic like doll thing just gets tricked by the son. He just throws it in the furnace. That's it. Really. That's all it took. Like the doll didn't, like this demon didn't even have like a backup plan. If one person just took the doll, he was like, oh fuck, well, I'm done. Honestly, that's all you could have come up with. Someone levitating, like rumbling. That's all. I mean, I could write better stuff. Brahms, The Boy 2, is just a colossal disappointment. I mean, what did I expect? I mean, this was one of those movies everyone told me don't watch it. It's that bad. And I mean, I expected it to be bad, but oh my god. I mean, it's like, it's not Grave Encounters 2. Like, Grave Encounters 2 is worse. It's such a snooze fest. That's like the best word to describe it. The end is ridiculous, over the top, and you can laugh at it because it's just so bad. I think it should be scary. I guess it really isn't though. Till the end, you're just like sleepwalking through the movie. You're like, and then it's like boom, and you're like, you know, it's kind of like this the whole time. So it's such a boring movie. So the Brahms. Brahms the Boy to this title gets a 1.2 out of 10. It's really not a good movie, guys. Please do not pay for this movie. We should not support this kind of thing from Hollywood. It's like this stereotypical schlock Hollywood boring nothingness with no story, with no creativity, nothing. There was no effort put in this sequel. I mean, they didn't even take the effort to like stick to the roots of the original. They took the amazing twist, the cool twist of the original movie and just like tore it to shreds. They even try to explain why the twist of the first one doesn't even matter anymore. And I guess they're trying to say that the spirit has moved to the doll, but it's just so lame. And if you've seen the first one, the twist, and then you see the explanation in the second one, it feels like a kick in the nuts. So yeah, that's my review of Brahms the Boy 2. Don't watch this movie, honestly. If you've seen it, my condolences. What's your opinion? Write in the comments below. Let's rage a bit about this movie. Why is Hollywood still making... why are these movies even making money? I also watched it. I'm part of the problem, I guess. So yeah, guys, that was my review of Brahms the Boy 2. Till later. Bye.